What class to pick? What are the best professions? How much gold should I bring into Wrath of the Lich King? Fresh or not? These are some of the questions that pop more often on my stream lately, and especially now with the Wrath of the Lich King getting so close to an actual release. Today, this sweaty nerd is going to try to answer some of the questions, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So one of the first questions that pops quite often is, how much gold should I bring into Wrath of the Lich King? And a lot of people seem to have a specific number. It's either 10k, either 30k, either 100k, or a specific gold cap. The truth is, it doesn't really matter. Only during the last year or so, during the TBC era, that people started caring so much about gold in this game because they do a lot of gold AKPs, they boost and so on. Gold doesn't really have a lot of value at a core foundational level in Wrath of the Lich King. Basically, if you come into Wrath of the Lich King, you can literally come with 0 gold and still have almost the same things as anyone else. Not assuming that you have a normal guild that raids consistently, or that you do soft reserve runs and not gold DKPs. The most important things that you would need, probably in terms of gold, would be to buy the dual spec, as it will save money on the long run, especially if you PvP a lot, or if you have 2 specific specs. The dual spec is a one-time purchase, it's gonna cost you 1000 gold, and then you'll be done with it for that specific character. Another thing that you might want to purchase would be, like, of course, epic mount, and probably cold weather flying. Those things are really important. Investing some money into profession, either to make gold back or to create best in slot items, like with tailoring or with engineering. That can be another gold sink, because that's related with the prices on the market. Now, this gold, it's not hard to make. You can even make it as you level. As you level, you're gonna get like a lot of items. Or if you don't make it as you level, you're gonna do quests at level 80. And quests at level 80 is going to reward you with a lot of money. Apparently, if you level in dungeons from 70 to 80 and you do the quest at level 80, you can make about 5,000 to 7,000 gold only from questing at level 70. Of course, probably you're not going to do that. Materials, as soon as you reach level 70, such as primals, such as minerals and herbs, are going to be really inflated, really expensive, especially on the old servers, as people have a lot of rock gold onto them. So my answer to this question is, it's not really important. Of course, you'll hear other YouTubers and other streamers telling you that you need a specific Dalaran ring, which is 7,000 gold, and you need a mammoth, which is 20,000 gold, and you don't need these things to enjoy the game. It's simply, stop stressing about it. I myself have 2 characters, one on NA with 20,000 gold. On EU, I have 25,000 gold on other characters without doing any gold DKPs. And I choose to make a fresh character on a fresh server, Gehennas, to enjoy the game more. And probably I'm gonna roll on the fresh as well. So another question that pops quite often is, should I go fresh or should I stay on my old characters? And this is not quite simple to answer, but basically it goes down to a couple of points. The first point is, do you really want to abandon your characters that you invested so much time into it? Probably some of you have like hundreds of days on them. You have a lot of achievements that you might not be able to do them, feats of strength and so on. You might have a lot of gold, and most importantly, you might have a community to play with, which is very important, because if you don't have a community to play on your normal server right now, if you don't have like a loyal guild or stuff like that, might test your luck at the fresh server, you know. But if you already have an established community, don't quit. You know how hard it is to build like a good guild or to have new friends to make? Like, a lot of people don't just do whatever the guild does. Like, if the guild chooses one day to reroll on a new server, people would follow, because that's how hard it is to find a good community. I myself, for example, I had a good community on the NA servers, and since I stopped playing there because of the raiding times, it's been hard for me to find a new one on EU. So that's why for me it's really easy to make a decision into going fresh. I wouldn't go. I would play, probably, if I would be able to transfer my account from NA to EU, I would play that account, because my mage there has 120 days played and I have multiple characters such as paladin, rogues, and a variety of other classes. But I guess it's quite simple, and I've seen a lot of polls lately regarding if you want to join fresh or not. And about from thousands and thousands of votes, only like 20% of the people would choose to go to a fresh server. And from those 20%, I think half of them will not even reach max level. So the safe bet would be a quite populated old server. Moving on, I've seen people having the fear of missing out, and they're trying too much to follow the metas instead of stepping down a bit, taking a deep breath, and looking around. Like, I've seen a lot of people that, and I can feel that too. Blizzard announced like a couple of weeks ago that there's going to be a 50% experience buff, and there's going to be a fresh server as well. And now people are quite confused. Should I start leveling my character now because I'm going to have a 50% buff? It kind of cuts down from the incentive to level a new character when you know that soon a 50% XP buff is going to come. I can resonate with that. But I just recently got to level 69 on a fresh character on Gehennas, and today I'm going to probably get it to 70, as I'm going to go live as soon as I finish this clip here. And probably we're gonna ding to 70. It's going to go, and then we're gonna level a new one. Now, my problem with this is stop waiting for things to happen. And I want to give an example from the Lost Ark game that I used to play. Basically, whenever I reached 1400 gear score with my character, I decided to level my alts to 1415 as well, because why not? They were making more money with higher gear score because you were able to do higher levels of Guardian raids and Chaos dungeons. A lot of people stopped and parked their characters at 1370 because they were waiting for a honing, an enchanting buff that would increase the success rate of their items by 10% or something like that. That was supposed to come with Vicus, which recently came. Guess what? It didn't come. So people ended up storing thousands and thousands of materials in their bank, so much blocked energy and so much potential, thousands of leap stones and enhancing materials just to wait for that buff so they can level their characters. I myself just did it without thinking. I leveled my alts to 1415, and ever since then, for a month and a half, I was benefiting from the higher gear score and so on. What I'm trying to say is that if you're waiting for things to come to you, probably it's not going to be good. How does this apply to the Joyous Adventure buff? Well, if you start leveling a character right now, probably by the time the Joyous Adventure buff will come, you will already have level 50 or something. Then it's going to be a shorter distance from 50 to 80 than it is from level 1 to 80 with a 50% buff. Stop fearing all those things. Just play, have fun, enjoy the game, and everything is going to be just nice. Now, with that being said, I think this is all I have for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll have a beautiful, joyous adventure, a beautiful beta experience if you already got a key. I myself haven't got one. And I hope you'll have a beautiful pre-patch, either if you play on fresh or on the old servers. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Frostadamus, your host. Until next time, stay frosty. Bye-bye!